Now let's hear from somebody who's benefited from an apprenticeship in the digital space. He is the technical lead for Etherlive. It's Cameron Warwick. Cameron.
Hello, you're right there.
Yes, good mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Great, great. Now, first things first, what exactly does Etherlive do, and what does being a technical lead there actually mean?
So what Etherlive does is we supply networking services for the events and the festival industry. So this may cater to subjects such like Wi-Fi, CCTV, RFID scanning, and CCTV services basically. And as a technical lead, I will be technically in charge of the installation when we go on site, and I'll be managing to ensure that the build and the deployment is put in, make sure that once the event starts, everything is working, and monitor it.
Great. So what made you want to go into that area? What came first, wanting to work in events and festivals or wanting to work in digital and tech?
So originally, I was interested in the whole IT and tech side of things. So I was quite keen on doing IT all through my school. I did it through my GCSEs up into sixth form and college. And then I kind of hit a slight bit of a dead end. I wasn't really too sure what to do. I didn't really want to go to uni. And then fortunately enough, the apprenticeship option was opened up to me by a friend of mine. The rest was history really. Managed to succeed through that. I ended up coming across Etherlive, and I never knew about the whole IT side of things in the events industry as well. It's not something that I would have thought of or would ever have been a thing. And fortunately enough for me, it's just worked out massively. It's very interesting topic.
Great. Yeah, it must be really, I mean, it's such an important part of festivals and events and stuff now, and I guess there must be a lot of kind of hands-on problem solving, like seeing an event come together must be quite satisfying.
Yeah, it is incredibly satisfying being able to show up to just kind of like an empty space or a field right at the beginning of the build, seeing absolutely nothing there, working your way through the weeks and weeks to get everything all ready, coming up to the live event, seeing everything built, everything ran.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about it, there's a big satisfaction. And then at the very end, when you get to take it all down, just knowing everything has gone well, you know, it's very, very humbling feeling.
Yeah, definitely. What's the best festival you've worked on?
So a personal favourite of mine was I did the One Out Festival over at Apps Court Farm recently. A lot of my music works like that, quite a good one.
Nice.
Some quite notable festivals I have done this year include the Royal Winter Horse Show earlier on in the year. I popped over to a few of the Royal Horticultural Society flower shows up and down the country this year as well. And I also had the opportunity to pop into Wimbledon as well. That was a very good event.
That's great. Yeah, amazing. You went into an apprenticeship because you didn't want to necessarily go down the more kind of traditional, route of university. What was it about an apprenticeship that appealed to you so much?
So I was kind of looking to get into full-time work as it was. I was quite happy at the time in my part-time work, and I just wanted to take that next step, start earning a bit of money. And the apprenticeship role just kind of fit perfectly for me. You know, you've got that perfect balance of being able to earn and also learn at the same time. And, it gives you the qualifications and the experience. So hopefully this will be able to lead me into future endeavours with other qualifications to help back me. Also, I've also got the work experience from the last few years I've been here to just take me further, to be fair.
So that can be, it sounds quite daunting, I guess, for some people. I mean, I remember when I was a student at university, also working at the same time would have been quite daunting, I feel like. How did you find that balance? How does it actually work? Is it actually quite easy and both things fit around each other really well?
So it's a bit of a difficult one. With the events industry, a lot of our work comes through the whole summer season for us specifically. So I was fortunate enough to be in a position where I was able to balance my apprenticeship education side to more of the winter season and focus more of my kind of work ethic on through the summer season. However, it's all about time management at the end of the day. If you're able to just put a few hours to one side just to make sure you can get your work done, ready for next time your assessor may come in and check on and make sure everything's all up to good. And, it's just time management, I think, and just being able to balance that between the two.
So it's doable, it's not too stressful.
It's not too stressful at all. You know, that you might find times where it might all be a bit crazy, but you know, you put your head down and you just try and focus, and it all sorts itself out.
Yeah. So we've had another question in from the chat. What kind of preparations do you need to make before you actually go on site?
So there's a bit of a process we go through in terms of how we deal with the customer requirements and what sort of kit will need to be spec'd in order to meet their requirements. And upon confirmation of that, we will then move to a configuration stage where once the kit has been picked out, we will internally in-house, we will configure the kit in a ready state. So once we do show up onto the event space, we will then just be physically deploying and making minor adjustments if needed.
Great. Amazing. Well, look, thanks very much for answering our questions. Thanks to everyone who's been getting those questions in on the chat as well. Yeah, good luck with everything, and I hope you have lots more good, exciting events in the future. Thanks, Cameron.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.